So we are going to discuss 7 things that makes your relationship sick. Those things I'm talking about are not intentional. Nobody intends doing them. Most persons see it as their lifestyle. Most persons see that is who I am. Most persons say that I just want to be myself. I just want to say it the way it is. I just want to do it this way. Basically, your day-to-day lifestyle. But the other way around is hurting the other person in a way that you never intended doing. That is why I said sick. So, stay tuned to this video why I download those things for you. So before I proceed, to all the returning viewers, you are welcome. Please watch those videos to the end as I have a lot to unfold. If you are seeing this video for the first time, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and be a bona fide member of this family. So having said that, straight into the video. Okay, the first thing we are going to be looking at today in this video as far as things that make your relationship sick is allowing yourself to be distracted. Now, if you look at it from creation, the very first thing God considered was a man having a companion. When he looked at Adam, he looked at him and said, "It's not good for a man to be alone." That was the first thing he considered, even before procreation, before he even reasoned Cain and Abel. He said, "Oh, it's not good for a man to be alone." That is companionship. So why should we trade it for nothing? Why should we trade it for trash? Listen, you having your partner around you is one of the greatest gifts you can have. You having your partner around you is one of the greatest gifts you can have. Ask those that don't. Listen, you don't need to joke with the time you spend with your partner, with your spouse or whoever. And you don't need to take it for granted. We as human beings, we need to be appreciated most times. We need to be recognized. We need to be valued. Without good, proper planning, you can never have time. Yes. You can never be in that space to say, okay, I have time for this, I have time for that. You just have to plan yourself. If you don't plan yourself, you can never have enough time. So, when you can't give each other that quality time, then the essence of that relationship is defeated. It's defeated. You'll see some persons, the time they are supposed to be discussing issues that matter, they are pressing their front. The man is one side, the woman is one side, he's on Facebook, he's on Twitter. That's when you see someone that is making you laugh, you want to share, and when your partner is not looking at you, you say, you don't even care about me. He doesn't care about the Twitter, he doesn't care about the Instagram, he doesn't care about the Facebook. What he cares right now about is you. He needs you. But when you are distracted, you will not know. When you are distracted, you will not understand the handwriting on the wall. That is why this distraction, if I want to speak deep on it, it comes to so many things. Even in the home, even in a home as the wife, the husband, even when it comes to the family general, when you don't have that time, you allow yourself to be carried away with things that also matters but not prioritized, it becomes an issue. Try as much as possible to put your partner first. There is no human being that feels good about it when you make them a second option, especially when it comes to love relationship. When you make someone a second option, it's a no. Even God himself said he's a jealous God. Yes. He said, do not worship any other God except me. So if God himself can be in that space and tell you, it's just only me, how much more we humans? Many gods. So we need to look at these things sometimes and come to think of it. This person needs my time. This person needs my attention. This person needs me. You try to create that time. You try to give that attention and don't allow yourself to be distracted. Value your relationship. See your relationship as a gold mine. See it as someone that has won a jackpot. And believe me honestly, it will work. it will work. If you give in your best, if you give your relationship your best, it will work. There's no two ways about it. You know, sometimes we tend to nurse so many things. When you are sick, you go to the hospital. When you are this, that's why I said these are things that make your relationship sick. So if you don't pay attention to it, if you allow yourself to be distracted from that your love partner, from that your love life, then there's a problem. So please try as much as possible. If you are distracted, come back, retract your step, and look at that. Where am I missing it? And you feel that gap, and you see your relationship working. So having said that, let's look at the second point. Things that make your relationship sick, unknowingly to you, as I said, unknowingly. Sometimes these things you do them without knowing. The last one is going to shock you. That's why I want you to watch the end of this video. The last one is a shocker. Most persons will not see it coming. So the second one is criticizing your partner too often. Criticizing, I repeat, criticizing your partner too often. That's not a good one. It's not a good one at all. There are some persons that have this attitude of always asking, why? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why are you coming now? Why did you cook this food? Why didn't you call me? You don't have any time to compliment this person. You don't have any time to see anything good about this person. In fact, you don't even want to see. Only what you want to see are the flaws. Why? Why? Was it because of you they created why in the dictionary? Please. When you allow yourself to be, you put yourself in this space of criticizing that person every now and then. Come on. Listen. There is no time this person will be of your class immediately. There is no time this person will be of your standard immediately. These are two human beings coming from two different backgrounds, coming from two different lifestyles. If you are this very neat person that maybe you don't allow sand in your house, your home is always neat, and your partner is not, what do? You help the person to know. You help the person to learn. You make the person understand, this is how I want it. And if he's not meeting up, if he or she is not meeting up immediately, you don't stand in that position of always criticizing. Because when you do this, let me tell you what it does. It makes the person uncomfortable. Each time the person sees you, the first thing that goes in the person's mind, he will soon say something. And believe me, you will say something. Each time the person comes across you, the first thing that rings in the person's mind, he's coming. He wants to say something. Either he or she, the person will be looking at you, or partner will be looking at you, eagerly waiting for what you want to say. Unknowingly to you, you will say something. That's what we are saying. Nobody can be 100%. We are not perfect. Try as much as possible to see the good side in that person. Compliment the person. You need accolades. I myself, I need it. She needs it. He needs it. But when you live that life of you are the boss, everything should be the way you want it. Everything cannot be the way you want it. Everything cannot be the way you want it. The other person has a life to live. He or she has a life to live. He or she has a way. The brain, the mind is already programmed to work. And it will take time to be able to snap that person off from the way he or she thinks and reasons. It will take time to be able to snap that person off from the way he or she sees life. You may have a good, proper planning orientation. The person might not. You might have a good home training as per how to manage your budgeting, everything. The person might not. The person might be living this very extravagant lifestyle, possibly with this extravagant lifestyle, or she comes by you something like, why did you buy this thing? You know we have limited resources in the house. Why? You start with nagging. The person will be like, wow. I was thinking this thing was to make you feel good. And the next thing is, why? No. There are ways you pass information without making the person feel stupid or look stupid. That's why from the beginning of it, I said these are things you do most times without knowing that your partner is feeling it. The person is actually feeling the heat. You won't know. It makes the relationship sick. Possibly next time you might be expecting the person to do something. The person, I've been using my discretion all those while, and each time I do it, he or she complains. I don't think I'll do it again. This is the height of it. I don't need somebody to ask me why. Excessive criticism is not good. Always standing in the point of the right and making the person look stupid. It's not. Try as much as possible to compliment your partner. Give your partner accolade. You did well today. Thank you. I never knew you could do this kind of a thing. No. Human beings are subject to change. But for people in love, change shouldn't be something that you want the person to always change now. Change now. Change now. Tomorrow you are correcting. Next tomorrow you are correcting. The next day you are correcting. In fact, in a day you correct the person more than 5-6 times in a day. Come on. We are adults. So in a situation like that, what you do is you try as much as possible to give the person time to even change from the first one before you move on to the second one. I don't tell some person, I said, if you are complaining in a relationship, my partner does this, he does that. That thing you want to see in your partner, do it. That attitude you want your partner to possess, do it. If you want him to be giving, be buying gifts for him. I don't intend making this video too lengthy, but let's see. If you want him to be a cheerful giver, be buying gifts for him. He will learn to give with time. If you want him to stop nagging, when you see him nagging, be quiet. And later on, you talk sense into him. If you want him to be a very diligent, God-fearing person, possess that attitude and pray for him. So everything is not all about no, it doesn't, it won't work. Sometimes you just have to act it consistently. He will see or she will see, and with time that relationship grows to bloom a very beautiful flower, and you'll be glad you did. So let's look at the third one, things that make your relationship sick unknowingly to you. The third one on my list here is getting too defensive. Getting too defensive. This side, while I was preparing for this video, I was like, when I was getting this inspiration, I was like, this is it. This is just it. There are some persons that if they've done something wrong, or possibly your partner, you are trying to correct the person in the sense that, sweetheart, this thing you did, I don't like it. Or I thought it would have been done this way. You will notice that instead of the person to acknowledge that, okay, please, I'm sorry or whatever, the person's brain will just be ringing, how do I want to defend myself? What do I want to tell this person right now? This person's interrupt you in course of the discussion. They don't even listen. Even when you are trying to make your points, they won't listen. They always want to hit it to you because they come out too defensive. Too defensive. What are you defending? What are you defending? You cannot always be right. That is one thing we should know. You can never be always right. Even if your partner is a drunkard, there are times you will lose it. Even if he's a devil, he still has some good side of him. Even if you're a saint, you still have some bad side of you. And that is why you should understand that you will not always get it right. You will not always be at the 100% side of it. There are times you will lose it. There are times you'll be wrong. And the other person will want to come in and say, sweetheart, you didn't do it well here. That is where you give the listening ear. But when you always come out to be too defensive, you want to defend your end, you want to claim you are right. In every conversation, you always come out very defensive. Come on, sweetheart. If you continue like this, your relationship will just it will black off. It will black off. There is no man, there is no woman that wants to be in a relationship with a person that doesn't take corrections, that come out too defensive. Anyway, I've really seen this part of it. I've really seen it as an HR person. I know what I'm talking about. Some persons come to my office sometimes, even when you are trying to like, this is not how it should be done. They will give you reasons and give you some policy and standard why they did it that way. Even when outrightly is clean, black, clean, clear that they are wrong. But because of the pride, that pride of how do I want to stoop myself so low now and accept that I'm actually wrong in this thing? If I accept I'm wrong, he will take advantage of me. If I accept I'm wrong, she will not respect me any longer. If I accept I'm wrong, she will be looking down on me. Come on. You cannot always be right. You can't. You can't always be right. There are times that it happens. It happens. So please, try as much as possible that when you and your partner, you guys are discussing, sometimes you listen to take corrections. You listen to apologize. And you also listen to learn. To learn. And most especially, not every time it will sound too sweet or basically what you want to hear, but because you want to make that person feel heard, you just have to listen and not coming out too defensive. So having said that, after this video, I hope you look at yourself and said, I think I'm guilty in this. Let me make a U-turn. Look at the fourth one.